When I first met Gary, he was caring for his mother who had early onset dementia diagnosis. So she was 50. It was probably within a couple of years that a test became available because of the very strong family history. And Gary had always wanted to find out whether he had the dementia or not, so he went along and had the testing.
Well, Mum started to become quite concerned in her relationship with Dad, and he was, quite withdrawn, but at the same time a little bit angry. He was being a little bit irrational and his character was out of sorts.
I'm going to give you a big kiss later.
Well, I knew it had to be something because he was doing strange things and being a little bit abusive where he never used to be.
I'll make a cup of tea.
And telling me that I'm not cooking the right way and things like that. Tea bag, yeah.
Over that 9 years after finding out that there was a positive result and that Gary was going to get dementia early in life as well, he has been tested every year. He's had neuropsychological testing every year just to track whether there were any changes and so on. And the first changes started probably about 2.5 years ago, and just before Christmas last year, which was only 7 months ago, that an official diagnosis of dementia was made.
All up, it took a couple of years to finally get the diagnosis through seeing a few specialists that he did have dementia.
I decided to make an arrangement with the doctor, and I made arrangements with the doctor, and that was the start of when he decided to send him to a specialist, and that was when we found out that that's what it was, and he'd taken CT scans and things like that, and that's what he said, what was diagnosed as dementia.
We knew that there were huge changes ahead of us, and we really needed to go and find out more about what the disease entailed.
One of the things that we did fairly early on was to contact Alzheimer's Australia because we were struggling with some things then, when we were having a bit of a hard time coming to terms with some of the impacts of this illness. So
mainly because we were just the two of us,
yeah,
and we needed someone to talk to.
Yeah, so we did. We found someone to talk to,
which was good.
Yeah.
Dementia is a decline in brain or cognitive function that causes people to lose memory and sometimes other functions such as our judgment, our reasoning, our insight. It may also affect our ability to draw, to do complicated movements. So dementia is a progressive decline in brain or cognitive functions. It's very common to have people ask, what is the difference between Alzheimer's disease and dementia? Dementia has many causes. One of them, in fact the most common, is Alzheimer's disease. But there are other causes of dementia. It can be caused by a degeneration at the front of the brain. It can be caused by a condition we call Lewy body disease. It can be caused by multiple strokes. And indeed there are several hundred possible causes of dementia, but the most common is Alzheimer's disease, so often the terms are used interchangeably. To diagnose dementia, we need a specialist involved in most cases, and the specialist will not only diagnose dementia, but the sort of dementia, such as Alzheimer's disease or one of the other causes. And yes, we certainly then need ongoing involvement of a professional team to support the person, to support the people that are around the person who has this diagnosis.